Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Insufficient Friends. I'm Kevin. She's Nikki.
Hi.
And Nick, well, for anybody who is new here, this is a podcast where we talk about anything we want to, and hope that you guys enjoy it. If you don't, then give us some comments below. If you do, great. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But Nick, for us, it's been like 35 seconds since we recorded the last one, so I'm not going to ask you how your week was because I just did that. For everybody
But
else.
I do have something that happened last week that we forgot to talk about.
Yes, we do. So we're going to talk about that, which we kind of failed on this because we're insufficient. Because it would have gone better with the dancing thing last week. So we did fail a little bit. But anyway, this is, you sent me on Facebook. Because I still haven't figured out how you decide to do this, because it surprises me every once in a while. Sometimes I get a text message. Sometimes I get a group text message. Sometimes I get a Facebook chat. And I still haven't figured out how you decide which way you're going to send me whatever you're going to send me that time. So...
Because if I'm on Facebook...
You just send me the Facebook
I'm going to send you the article through Facebook.
Okay, that's what it is.
If I'm like... Stevie, do you want to be on the episode? I'm going to group text.
Okay, that makes the group text one I get. Like the group text, it's always you and Steve. But
yes,
but like sometimes it's not a Facebook thing.
If you tell me to send you something,
I usually text you. Yeah, I usually text you because I don't really get on the Facebook.
If you're like, hey, what was this video we were supposed to watch or something? I'll usually send it through text, unless it's something I found on Facebook. Then I'll go back to Facebook and send it.
Okay.
So most of the time, if I'm sending you something through Messenger, it's because I've found it there.
Okay.
I just on Facebook
randomly will get like messages in different platforms. And I'm just like, where is it coming from? Why?
Well, also, if I'm scrolling through Instagram, I send it to you through Messenger too, because I know you don't have like that.
I don't have Instagram,
because they're on the same platform.
Yeah,
so I can send you Instagram videos through Messenger.
Okay, that
so
makes
sometimes
sense.
It's me doom scrolling too.
Okay, that makes sense then. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, this goes back to the TikTok dance cult from a couple weeks ago, because there's an update. We talked about during that episode that house, the dude, I don't remember his name, was his
Robert Shin.
Yeah, something like that. His home was raided by officials or by the authorities, and there was an update this week that you sent me that we forgot to talk about.
Yes. So Miranda and James Derrick, who were the main two dancers that stayed from that. There's other dancers in this group, but like the main ones that spurred the reasoning for the documentary and everything.
Yeah, because Miranda's family is the main family that's like being followed in the documentary that they're talking about. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So their social media accounts are gone. All their Instagram dance videos, their Instagram, everything is gone. And so I saw that article snippet or headline, immediately went to Instagram and like deep dived, and they're all gone. Everything's gone.
Which is odd. Like, I understand, like, if something happened, or if his house was raided, like, everything's gonna be shut down. Like, I understand that. Everything with that church or whatever might be shut down. I get that. Yeah. But I don't understand why they would be, or why they would just disappear. Because I also asked you just a minute ago if, like, you have seen them show up anywhere else. Like, did she show back up on her sister's thing, or have they seen them anywhere else? And you said no. So
so I mean, I know they back up all their content. So like, I know those videos are not truly like lost.
No,
but they're gone from their profiles. So, and they don't even have profiles anymore on Instagram. So there's ways you can back up. So maybe they shut it down, and then with the intent of opening it back up in the future. But yeah, they're gone. So that means the investigation is ongoing, probably.
Can you tell? And I don't know if you can or not by looking at it on Instagram, because I'm not on Instagram. Because theirs is all in. Well, no, they have TikTok pages.
Yeah.
Can you tell the difference if it's them shutting it down or if it's shut down by the platform, or does it look the same?
I think it looks the same because it just doesn't pop up at all when you search it
Okay.
anymore. Their
I was
usernames.
gonna
Yeah.
say, is there a way, like, could it have been shut down by the platform because of the, like, something, like, because they were
Could have
rated?
been, but
Like,
I don't know. I'm sure that's happened before, of course, because they shut down profiles all the time, but
mhm.
I don't know. Yeah. But no, it was just fascinating. Like, we watched this documentary, and this documentary came out a year ago or something,
Yeah.
and this
The
all this stuff
documentary's,
is still ongoing and
yeah.
happening literally right now.
The
So that's
documentary's not
crazy.
new, so it's interesting that it happened just now after the documentary's been out for like a year.
Mhm.
But it is new that his home was raided. That's new.
Yeah.
So, and this happens
Mhm.
just like a week after that, which is, or 2 weeks after that, or whatever. So that's, that's
Yeah.
new. But
So that was crazy. So I
yeah,
saw that on Facebook and sent it to you through Facebook because it was very interesting.
yes, yes, um, yeah. That was an interesting update to that. But
Mhm.
anyway, so this week, uh, we are talking about the Mandela Effect,
Mhm.
um, which gets its name from the the leader, the
Yeah,
African,
Nelson
the
Mandela.
South African
Yeah.
leader, and it's
Mhm.
all is, if I remember correctly, and I haven't looked this up,
Mhm.
but if I remember correctly, it's all because people thought he died before he actually did. Isn't that the
Yeah.
reasoning behind it?
Yes. So one person specifically, and then she started a movement
Yeah.
because she realized other people thought the same thing. So, paranormal researcher Fiona Broom reported vivid and detailed memories and dreams of Nelson Mandela dying in prison. Like, she said she remembered funeral coverage, like world news, like very specific details. And then I don't know if she posted about this or what, but basically she realized other people thought the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, I thought the exact same thing. Um, so, but after they all figured out, no, he's very much still alive. Well, he
Yeah.
passed away in 2013,
He's not alive
but
anymore,
at
but
this
he was
time,
alive at the time. Yeah.
he was alive at this time. Everyone started dubbing that phenomena the Mandela
Mm-hmm.
effect. Yeah,
So
crazy.
what
'Cause she
exactly?
thought it was parallel realities. I have other,
So what exactly?
things,
Before
but
we get into it,
mhm.
explain what it is.
Okay, so a Mandela effect is a false memory, that is usually shared by a large group of people. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, not like, someone having a memory that they think is real and it's not isn't necessarily
Yeah.
Mandela effect. It's when it's shared by a large group.
Yes. So, Dad, if you're
So
watching this, your thought of going to Graceland is not the Mandela effect because you're the only one
Mhm.
who has that. That is not the Mandela effect.
Yeah,
Okay. Just
that's
just to put
just
that out there.
I don't know what that is.
That's you being crazy and weird. Anyway.
Well, I'm not gonna call him crazy, but you can call him crazy. He's your dad.
Yeah. I call him a lot worse than crazy a lot of times, but we'll move on from that.
Good thing this episode, well, I don't even know if he listens, but this will air after you've had your weekend with him, I think. So
Yeah, it will. It'll air that Sunday. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what a Mandela effect is. It's basically like a large group of people thinking something happened, like Mandela dying in
Mm-hmm.
prison,
Yeah.
but it didn't actually happen. So it's like, where did all that come from?
Yeah. Okay.
So
So,
um
ha-
there's a couple. Do you want to talk about theories or examples first? Like other examples?
I want
'Cause
to
there's a
talk.
lot of them.
There's a ton of them because I have looked through
Yeah.
these before and I've talked about this with people before because it is
Mhm.
interesting.
Yeah, I think I see it on social media all the time, but I think
Yeah,
that's where I first learned about it too.
there's some that I see and I'm like that makes like that kind of seems familiar but not really. Like
Mhm.
um it there's nothing that like triggers up here enough for me to really like remember
Mhm.
exactly what it like. The
Yeah.
details are most of these are such minute details of differences that I see
Yeah.
like
I have two
things
that I'm
on.
very passionate about.
Okay.
So the Berenstein Bears.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it's Steen, not Stain. No one says Berenstain Bears. And I remember having these books. We don't have them anymore, or else I would pull them out to see if it was truly Berenstein or Berenstain.
Yeah.
But I swear it was an E. It's like I'm 99.9%
Okay.
sure it's Berenstein Bears.
Yeah.
So that's a very, very popular one because everyone is like, no, Berenstain is flat out wrong. Like that one is probably the most commonly known that at least that I've seen.
Okay.
Um, and then the other one is I will die on the hill that Fruit of the Loom had a cornucopia.
So I was scrolling through Reddit the other day, and I saw a
Hmm.
picture where somebody had posted like an old, what looked like an old tag that had
Hmm.
that looked like it had a
Yes.
cornucopia behind it. So
And I
I don't
swear
know,
they
but
did because we used to have Fruit of the Loom stuff because I want to say those were carried at Walmart.
yeah, I'm pretty sure they still are
And
carried at
because
Walmart.
we got a Walmart discount because
Mm-hmm.
my mom still works there,
Yeah.
we obviously got a lot of clothes from Walmart.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, there was a cornucopia on the really old stuff.
Yeah.
Have they modernized their brand and everything? Yeah, every brand
Probably.
goes through
Yeah.
a rebrand, but there was a cornucopia at some point, and I will die on that hill. So like those two were like the ones that I
Yeah.
always like
See,
stuck to.
those ones are like those ones with like these Mandela effect things are things that are very easy to be like, oh yeah, it just changed, and there's no way to really know by
Mhm,
going back unless you
mhm.
go to the company and they say like, no, this is what it was. But they could just be like,
Yeah.
they could just mess with everybody and just be like, no, this is what it was. Like you
Well, and
don't
I think
really
that's what they
know.
did.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't
well, I don't know if
really.
they were messing with, but I think they released a statement saying there's not.
Yeah, you don't really know. Like
There
that's just a
was.
very minute detail that doesn't really mean anything. Whereas like you can obviously know for sure when
Mhm.
everybody believes that Nelson Mandela died in prison and then he's released from prison that
Yeah.
there's a very noticeable difference there.
Yes. Mhm. Yeah. No, for
Or if you
sure.
go
And
back and look
I
at
mean, there's a
like
couple different ideas that people have of like why this can happen to so many people still. Well, not necessarily for the Nelson Mandela one. For things like Berenstein Bears, it's so like scientists have said like it could be because everyone's brain reads it or pronounces it that way,
mhm,
and then you think it's that way, and
yeah.
multiple people can that can happen to.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes a thing.
Yeah.
Same with like the Monopoly, the
Yeah, the
Monopoly guy not having
a
the
monocle.
yeah,
Yeah.
the monocle, yes. They said that's basically like similar thing. You're projecting like your own biases onto it. So like
Yeah.
most people think of an old-timey rich guy as having a
Yep.
monocle and a
Mhm.
top hat.
Yeah.
So even if he doesn't have that, if you think of a game you played when you were young and you haven't played it in 40 years, your brain's probably going to think and project its own. So it fills in the gap. So the official
Yeah.
word is schema.
Yeah.
So schema is when like your brain analyzes and interprets patterns and it sometimes fills in the blanks,
Yeah.
even if that blank wasn't originally,
Yeah, because
filled.
your
So
memories are very like your memories are in general just not
they're
not
like
fully there.
moldable or whatever the
Yeah.
right word is. Yeah.
They're very very not like fully formed when you
Yeah.
remember something. They're
Especially ones from when you're younger.
yeah. So it's just they're very easy to misremember things. So when you
Hmm.
look at things like this, it's like okay, well, there's no telling what you got from it. But
Hmm. Yeah.
like but also some of this stuff could have like I said could have changed. Now it's a little harder to do it with like some of the movie quotes and things like that are on here, but um
Exactly. Yeah. So let's just go through some and we'll just say whether it's fact or fractured.
okay.
Um, so another one I hear, so you mentioned movie quotes.
Mhm.
Um, so the fractured version is Luke, I am your father.
Yeah, no, that's not what he says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact is, he says, "No, I am
Yeah.
your father."
Yeah, because he's
Now I
the
knew that one.
yeah. I knew that one too because he says
Yeah.
like he asks Luke, did Obi-Wan tell you what happened to your father? And Luke says, yes, he
Mhm.
said you killed him. And then he says, no, I am your father. And that's when Luke screams no and all
Yes.
that. Yeah, and that's yeah,
Yeah.
it's never Luke, I am your father. No, that's but
That's just what people say in pop culture.
but it is used as that in pop culture things. And even in the
Yes.
movie Tommy Boy, he does say, Luke, I am your like in other
Yes.
things they do say it that way. So there are instances where it is said that way, even though it is
Yeah.
wrong.
It's like in pop culture, they added in the Luke so that way people know they're referencing Star Wars or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but and then another one, this one is fun. I never really thought this, but I can see why people think this. So the existence of a 1990s movie called Shazam
Mm-hmm.
starring comedian Sinbad. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the fractured version
Yeah.
of reality. The fact is that there is a 1996 movie called Kazam with Shaq
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shaq
playing
played
the
the
genie.
played the genie. Yep.
So yeah, it says there's also a 1960s animated series called Shazam featuring a genie, but the fact that so many people thought there was a Shazam movie with Sinbad,
Yeah. I
it's
knew
just
there
another
was
one of those that's kind of crazy.
I knew there was one with Shaq. I think I
Mhm.
thought that it was still called Shazam, and I didn't realize it was called
Mhm.
Kazam. But
Yeah.
I knew there was
Yeah,
one
so
where Shaq played a genie.
yes, and that is Kazam.
Okay.
So this brings up another so one of the theories of why people do this was scientists say your brain fills in
Mm-hmm.
things because you basically project your own biases. And people from all around the world can have similar biases. So
Mm-hmm.
we're all just kind of thinking the same thing.
But I think I know
Um
where I got Shazam from too, is because when
mhm.
I was kid, we went to Six Flags all the time in St. Louis, and there was a ride there called Shazam. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure, and I think
that makes
that's where it
sense.
came from because it's so close
It's a
that
popular word.
it's a
I've
popular.
heard that word
Yeah,
used more
it's
than
also
is
like a genie
it is.
sounding like it's
Yeah.
really close to Kazam too,
Um
but
But things like this, where it's some people think it's Shazam with Sinbad, and some people think it's Kazam with Shaq. There was another theory posited that it's alternate parallel realities. So, a glitch in the matrix type thing, where
okay.
there's multiple realities, and in one reality there was a Shazam with Sinbad,
Hmm.
and the other reality that we're living in, it's Kazam with Shaq.
So
So it's
I guess the
parallel
question
realities.
is how are people crossing over to the other reality? Is the because obviously
Glitch in the
there's
matrix or
okay.
something. And that's why they might remember things. So it's multiple people crossing into multiple different realities.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot of theories of multiple realities, and there's a lot of theories
It's
out
like
there from
platform 9 3/4. You
yeah.
just run right through the wall.
There's a lot of theories of multiple realities being around and like how they
Yeah.
can
So
exist.
that's a good example of
Yeah.
because that's a little bit different than some people thinking the Monopoly guy has a monocle. That
Yeah.
is two very similar things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting. But so those are the main um theories of
Mhm.
it. And then
Okay.
there's people that go into aliens, or we talked about last episode food
Aliens is always
poisoning, but
one.
how do multiple people from all around the world get food poisoning that only affects one thing that they're thinking about, like Mandela.
Yeah.
I don't know, that
I
one
don't know.
doesn't make sense to me,
No.
but yeah.
I don't know. Aliens is always one though. Aliens is always something.
Aliens is always one. um Oh, so we mentioned the Star Wars one. There's another Star Wars one though. So the fractured version is that C-3PO is all gold. The fact is he has one silver leg.
Okay, see,
Shin.
I guess I never realized that. I know that in the early movies he's all or mostly silver.
Hmm.
Or in the second trilogy.
Mostly gold. All gold.
In the first, yeah,
Right?
I guess in the second trilogy is what I mean, but like
Yeah.
the 2000s ones. But I guess I didn't realize that he did have a silver leg.
Yeah.
I thought he was almost all gold, but
Mhm.
I again never really paid that close of attention, and it wouldn't have like
Yeah.
it's not something that would surprise me. I would
That
have
would,
just
like,
been like,
stand out.
yeah, it would have been like, oh, okay,
'Cause it's not
like
like they focus in on it as, like, a
no,
story point or
like
something.
it wouldn't. It's not anything that would have I would have really
Yeah.
noticed.
Now here's one that got me. I thought the fractured version. Okay, so the fractured version is Febreze is spelled with 2 E's,
Oh
like
yeah, it's
breeze,
only spelled with one.
but
Yeah,
it's with 1.
easy E. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so I thought it was 2.
I don't think I knew. So I
Mhm.
saw that one on here, and I'm like, huh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I
But
didn't
then again, that could be schema my brain
thinking that
putting
the E
the
sound is
pattern
two
of
E's. Yeah, generally.
exactly.
Yeah,
So, my brain just projects that pattern because
yeah,
we all know how breeze is spelled.
yeah,
Well, people should know how breeze is
yeah.
spelled, I should say. Um,
Well, I saw one
so those are some good ones.
kind of like that on here.
Yeah.
That was the double stuffed Oreos. It says it's double stuff. It only has one F instead of two. Double stuff,
Yeah.
and there's
Which
no
is weird
D.
to me.
Um,
Mhm. And then there's another spelling one, Oscar Mayer
yeah,
is so it's Mayer, Mayer, and not Meyer, Meyer,
yeah,
which is crazy.
yeah. I don't
And
know. I
then
always just hear the song, and it sounds like they could be saying either one whenever they're singing it. So, like, I just hear the song in
I
my
just
head, and I'm
always
like,
thought it was Meyer.
yeah,
Maybe that's because how people say it
yeah.
usually.
Oscar Mayer, yeah.
But another spelling one is Looney Tunes.
Yeah, because tunes, Tunes, as in like
Yeah,
not as in a
and that doesn't
cartoon,
make
but as
any
in a
sense.
song. Yeah.
Yeah, so again, that's like my brain thinks it should be like cartoon,
Mm-hmm.
not music tune.
Yeah. I don't know why
So,
that. I don't know if that's referencing like the music at the beginning or what that is or how that's. Because if
I
you,
don't know.
because they used to be called, because used to they were always called they were also called Merry Melodies. So
Mm, hmm,
so I don't know if it's something like to do with that.
yeah.
I don't know how
I don't
that
know. I
where
don't
that
know what
comes
the
from.
reasoning is, but my brain wants to think Toons,
Yeah, because
like a
you
cartoon.
think a cartoon, like yeah, not a
Yeah.
song. But they were also called Merry Melodies at one time, and
Hmm.
I don't know what that I'd have to look and see what that derives from because I don't know off the top of my head. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm sure I'm
Weird.
sure there's something that somewhere that it comes from. So,
Yeah. So
because
that's the main ones I found though
if you
that
look
are
back at the
like
really
stuck out.
old if you look back at the really old ones, it says
Mhm.
instead of Looney Tunes and stuff, it says Merry Melodies on it.
Interesting. Yeah, I
I
don't get
believe that
that.
was Looney Tunes. That may have been Disney also. So, but it's the
Hmm.
same concept. So, um,
Yeah, but Mandela effects, weird. Do you have any others that those were the ones that stuck out to me?
um, I think Fruit Loops is a funny one. The
Oh
fact that
yeah,
it's
the
not
spelling thing
fruit,
again.
it's Froot instead of
Yeah.
Fruit. Um,
Hmm.
but that's because it's always spelled with the actual Fruit Loops, like the colored ones.
Yeah.
Um, and then the Jaws, you're gonna need a bigger boat instead of we're gonna need a bigger boat. Which
Yes.
that was a joke on the fact that the shark never worked. So, um, they kept having to because the shark never worked. They had to have so much gear to fix the dumb thing that it
Mm.
was just a joke among the crew. Or the story is that it was a joke among the crew that like they had so much gear that they needed a boat just to carry around like gear to fix the shark and crap. So they were like,
Hmm.
eventually they would just kept making the joke like you're gonna need a bigger boat, you're gonna need a bigger boat, and then he just said it in the
Hmm.
movie when it showed up. So,
That makes sense.
um,
Yeah. But I
but
can
yeah,
see it's kind of like the Star Wars one. People just say it how it makes sense
yeah,
to quote it like in real life versus the movie.
yeah. But there was some other ones on here like Snoopy's tail I see on here, which I didn't know anything
Yeah,
about.
and Pikachu's tail
Yeah,
being all yellow and not black.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that. I used to read Curious George and I didn't realize that he didn't have a tail. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
I don't pay attention. Like none of this stuff, a lot of this stuff wasn't ever like it's not prominent enough for me to have noticed it, I guess. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's all tiny ones. There was a Disney one on here which I found on the list that I
Ooh.
found that was
Mm-hmm.
I guess um it says there's only one Cinderella castle. I guess people think there's more than one Cinderella castle. Which I
Like
don't.
in Disney World.
Yeah, Cinderella Castle's in Disney World, but in California at Disneyland, it's Sleeping Beauty Castle, which I don't know. Maybe that's just because I'm a Disney
Oh,
adult.
so maybe people just don't know the
Maybe people just
difference.
don't know the difference. Um,
Yeah.
I'm guessing is what that is, but I think that's probably more what that is. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I don't. Yeah, there was
Hmm.
just some.
It's interesting though. It's it's fun to go down rabbit holes of this on Reddit, and I highly recommend to anyone listening go down the Reddit rabbit hole on this.
I remember one, and I just saw it after scrolling a little farther down because I forgot about this one.
Mm-hmm.
Is at the end of We Are the Champions.
Oh
The
yeah,
song
it cuts off.
everybody always wants to sing of the world, and it's not actually there.
Yeah,
It sings, it's
yeah.
We Are the
I knew it
Champions, and
wasn't
then he
there.
just stops, which
Yes.
is always the way it is, but everybody wants to
Hmm.
sing We Are the World, and it's like, no,
Hmm.
that's not what happens. It's just,
Yeah.
it ends. It's where the song
I
ends.
knew it wasn't there because that was on. My dad made a mixed CD of Nathan's baseball pump up jams, and we would listen to it before Nathan's baseball games
Mm-hmm.
and on the way to the game. And that was on there. And Nathan and I would always sing that at the end, but we knew it wasn't there. We sang it on purpose because it wasn't there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it. I think that I have.
Yeah.
There's some crazy ones. It's very fun. Highly recommend going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah,
It
just go
is
and
like
look through them
fascinating.
because there's probably several on here that you don't realize that you've thought or you're like
Hmm.
me and you're just like, huh, interesting, because you don't
Yeah.
have any memory of most of them or have any specific like hard feeling towards either side on any of them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hmm.
they are interesting, for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think it's time for
Yep.
facts.
Hmm.
Okay, Nick.
Okay. So mine's going to be about Nelson Mandela since he was the inspiration for the Mandela Effect. So Nelson Mandela was a keen boxer. He trained seriously as an amateur heavyweight and sparred with professionals. And he also excelled at long distance running,
Hmm, interesting.
in addition to being a political leader and all the other Nobel Peace Prize and everything he did in life.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um. So I literally just Googled facts just in the last 30 seconds because
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do for this and I'm woefully unprepared because I'm insufficient,
We're
because we are
insufficient.
insufficient. Um, so I found this one and this is kind of crazy to think about, but it makes sense. So do you remember years ago? I don't think it tours anymore, but I went to it when I was in probably like middle school.
Mhm.
Do you remember the well, you wouldn't have been that old when I was in middle school. But there used to be an exhibit that toured called the Bodies exhibit. And it was this it went to like museums, it went to like science centers and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
it was human, it was actual people that
Hmm.
had died that they had taken and turned into like um, mannequins to show the different stages, different parts of the body. So like they had like
Oh, yeah.
skeletons, they had like the muscle structures and like things like that, but they used actual people to do it.
Mhm.
Uh, the look on your face is crazy.
I
Um,
know. Doesn't I'm picturing it in my head.
but one of them, well, I mean, it was done. Obviously, it wasn't like disgusting. It was done very
Mhm.
well because it's a museum exhibit. But one of them, they injected like a latex type mold into somebody's veins so that you could see like what the veins looked like in the body, and it made
Mm.
it 3D, and then they took everything else out of the body. So it
Oh.
was just on
Mhm.
this bed, it showed you the 3D of what your veins would look like in your body, what your veins and arteries and stuff would look like in your body. And
Mhm.
the reason I say this is because I know I've been going on for now like 45 seconds to a minute or whatever, but it is that the fact is that the human circulatory system is more than 60,000 miles long.
Weird.
And that's what it made me think of, is that exhibit.
Mhm.
And I think I have a couple books on this bookshelf over here from that exhibit, but
Yeah, I saw a picture the other day of the lymphatic system and all the little lymph nodes, and I was like, ugh. I think I have that like trypophobia where you don't like holes or little circles because I was
oh
like,
yeah,
ugh, when I saw
I've
it.
heard of that, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Ugh,
bother me, but I understand that. There's a lot of people that have that, I feel like.
gross. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's a pretty common one.
Which is
Mhm.
interesting because there's a lot of things in nature that have that as a protection thing that I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
like frogs that have spots, and I didn't realize that and stuff like that. That was a
Mhm.
protection thing for a long time. So it must be a
Yeah.
common, not just a human thing, but like just an
Like a commonly
animal, a
occurring
commonly
pattern.
occurring pattern that like a lot of animals don't like or fear, which is interesting.
Mhm.
So that is an interesting kind of thing.
So you're saying you're more evolved than me because I still fear it biologically and you don't.
Not at all what I said, but if that's what you want to go with, sure, why not? Um anyway, I think on that note, it's time to end. Thanks for joining us this week. We hope you liked this. If you did, go ahead and like, subscribe, leave us a comment, let us know something else you want us to talk about, and we'll get to that relatively soon, probably, because we're always looking for stuff to talk about. And we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.